Hello. Hi. Hi there. What's up? Hi. Hello. Hi. I was just listening. Hi, Chris. I was just listening to Winter right now, and I see your hoodie. Perfect. Hi to Jason, too. Jason says hi. I thought that the pair name would be Mashinori, but that sounds like a Japanese dude. That's funny. Hello, Jan from Cebu. Shout out to Cebu. How am I? I'm okay. I'm doing pretty good. A little tired. Mercury retrograde things, but it's fine. How is everybody? Hi, Jan. How to survive Mercury retrograde? I think I've talked about tips a long time ago. Honestly, you just take it easy. How to survive Mercury retrograde is just to take it easy. Don't take things too seriously. Keep things at a minimum. Keep quiet. Keep your thoughts to yourself. Have a filter when you're pretty much trying to, even if you want to say it, just keep it to yourself. Just chill. Finally, for once, I am on time. Well, welcome. Hello. How are you? I'm okay. Pretty much waiting for not Mercury retrograde, but all of retrograde season to end. We still have like 3 more planets that are four planets that are still in retrograde. But overall, I'm okay. Anything new you want to share with me? Any what's good? What's happening that I probably missed out on because I've been pretty busy? Any news? Anything exciting? No T-log. T-log? Doyam's graduation photo. Graduation photo. Oh, that's right. I haven't seen that. Let me check that. No T-log today. Honestly, I don't think T-log is supposed to be scheduled. T-log is not. I don't think T-log is supposed to be scheduled. It's because if you recall the other like fact check or TMI or whatever, they just kind of do it randomly. So I wouldn't expect it to be on schedule. It's not supposed to be on like a weekly thing. So I'm not phased. YGE said that they will take legal actions for their artists now. In terms of what? In terms of what, though? What can you say about Yedam now at Dorm 1? I honestly, though I'm saddened that Yedam is not with Asahi, Jaehyuk, and Jongwon anymore, I think it's very suitable that Yedam was with pretty much the Earth house because granted, there's a lot of producers in Treasure. I would say that Hyunsuk, Junkyu, and Yoshi, they're like the more proactive producers of the group. So I think that works. That fits pretty well. So I mean, Asahi is a producer as well, but even then, if I make that comparison of Asahi versus like the other members that produce, Asahi is like his own free agent. He's like a freelancer, and I think that's what sets him apart. But I think it's very fitting that Yedam stays with producer line, because they pretty much can bounce off of each other with ideas. Asahi's pretty solid. I feel like Asahi's really good at doing things on his own, so it fits. No, but seriously, why is YG's Wi-Fi like that? I don't think it's a Wi-Fi issue, to be honest. It honestly might be location, or if not location, it's like how the building is structured, because I think one of the members mentioned that in certain parts of the building their Wi-Fi is not great. So I think it's a structure thing, because if you think about it, the studio, every time they do a V Live, it's in the studio, and the studio, it's supposed to be constructed with thick walls and everything. So if you're thinking of it structure-wise, I don't think it's a Wi-Fi issue. I think it's a structure issue. But yeah. Suhyun Live has a lot of hate comments, so YGE will take legal action to protect their art. Oh, is that what that is? I did not know about that. So my timeline is essentially always quote unquote clean, or I keep it clean, so I never really see the drama. But I'm sorry that Suhyun's been getting hate. Why has Suhyun been getting hate? What the hell? I'm about to fight people. Oh, hi, Ben. They stopped it, but due to excessive amount of rumors in the beginning of 2021, so they started to sue again. I see. Oh, all right. So seems like I missed a good amount of things. Well, I kind of expected that because I've been pretty busy. Yeah. Well, regardless. What's important right now, we're going to be reading Yoshi and we're going to be reading MASHIHO together. So it's funny because I went on Twitter, last week? I asked for your opinion, like, what do you call Yoshi and MASHIHO together? Is it Mashinori? Is it Yoshiho? Is it Mayo? Is it is it Ishi, which is two she, but I don't know. I just kind of went with Yoshio or Mashinori, but it's all good. It's not Suhyun's fault. I think it's Kanet's commenting about other people in Suhyun's. Oh, of course it is. The hate wasn't just targeted at Suhyun, but also immature armies kept mentioning their faves as a way to drag down Suhyun and Akdong musician. Oh, well, no comment there. Well, hopefully, action is taking place. So, anyway, we're gonna start. Disclaimer much. If you guys are new here, welcome to the Blue Moon Lounge. My name is Jen, and I'm a tarot reader. If you guys are returning, welcome back. So, as you can tell, I will be reading Yoshi and Mashi together. So, in that claim, just watch this live stream, watch this reading with a grain of salt, even though I am going to read into them. Just take everything I say today with a grain of salt. Nothing I ever say today out of these messages are 100% true, definite, factual, or fixated. Nothing is set in stone, because the universe is always shifting, energy is always changing, and people like Yoshi and Mashiho still have their own free will of choice. So, yeah. With that said, I am still taking in personal readings. If you want a personal reading with me, one-on-one session, you guys can go to my website. It's pinned in the live chat. It's also in the description box. If you want me to read another idol or such, you can do that too through the website as well. I am no longer taking fundings or donations to chip in. So if you want me to read into an idol, you're just going to have to directly book it on your own through the website. I'm no longer taking chip-ins for that. All those that have been donated before, like the list that was kind of in progress. They are already cleared. They are considered completely funded. I still have not made a schedule to read those dynamics, but I will get into that as soon as I finish the ones that are done, that are like already known. So yeah, without further ado, let's get into the reading. I'm like nervous about this reading because reading babies again. Don't be. I was meditating on them, obviously, and their energy is actually really good today. MASHIHO is pretty chill from what I could feel. And then Yoshi in general is like, when I was meditating onto him, he's borderline hyper, but trying to contain himself. And not gonna lie, I'm assuming it's because of Mercury retrograde. He does have a lot of air placements, even though he's a Taurus. He has a lot of air placement, so I think he's getting affected by this retrograde season. So he's like vibing, he's chill, but then at one point he's like really hyper and all over the place. So wait, why aren't you taking funding anymore? Well, I mentioned this in a previous live, Ben, but it's been a hassle because there's, for one reason is that there's too many that's being funded and I can't keep track. Like, I don't have the time and the energy to keep tracking them and updating my track list. And then secondly, I've had some very bad exposure to some followers or people that have donated a lot to some fundings and then wanted a refund. And so I don't like having to update people that it's funded to a certain percentage, and then later on I have to announce that it went down because people are asking for refunds and for their money back, and some of them are doing that without my permission or my consent. So people are filing for disputes without my consent. I don't mind returning your money. I don't have an issue with returning your money, but the fact that you kind of already committed to that funding and it's just already an inconvenience. So yeah, it's just a stressful thing. So I was like, you know what? I'm no longer going to do it because it's just, yeah, annoying and frustrating. So yeah, that's the reason why I'm not taking any more funding. So if anyone wants to have another reading on a certain celebrity, idol dynamic, I don't care. You're going to have to pay it fully in one go. I'm not taking any more fundings. You're just going to have to book it only one way, and it's through my website. That's it. Like, if you want to tip me, that's fine, but I'm not going to consider it to going into any chip in or funding. So that's what happened, Ben. that's what happened. If only I was young and rich, I would have funded all that. You're so cute, Chris. Yeah. That's not the point, Chris. It's not the point. It's not the fact that it has to be funded like right away. I don't care if it's gonna get funded slowly or not. It's just there's disappointment. People look forward. They anticipate like certain readings to be fully funded, and when people see the number go up and then it goes down, people are like, well, what the heck? It's just a hassle. That's what I don't want to deal with. I don't have the patience and the energy to, deal with that. It's not cool. So I was just like, you know what? Never mind. I appreciate it though, Chris. I do appreciate it. So anyway, enough with that. We're gonna move forward. Let's check into Yoshi and Mashiho's energy. By the way, I have music on. Is it too loud? Let me lower it a little bit. Hopefully it's not too loud. Let me know. If it's too loud, then I'll lower it or just turn it off. Okay. So I'm gonna check on how Yoshi and MASHIHO is doing. So let's check on Yoshi first. How is Yoshi doing? How is Yoshi doing right now? Okay. How is Yoshi doing right now? Thank you very much, universe. How is Yoshi doing right now? How is Yoshi doing at this point? Cool. Okay. Excited. All right. So he's, like I said, I think the retrograde season has affected Yoshi's energy. Like it amped it up a bit because, again, retrograde, especially Mercury retrograde, he does have a lot of air placements. We have, though, the King of Wands. The King of Wands says he's ecstatic about something. He's very hyper today. And this is what I kind of detected earlier meditating. He's like both hyper and then one moment he's like vibing. We also have the, let's see, we have the Ace of Wands. The Ace of Wands here is to mention that, like I said, there's excitement, there's enthusiasm, there's like an idea that he's kind of embodying right now. So he's in a good mood. Ben, you're sweet. Thank you, Ben. You didn't have to do that, but thank you. I appreciate it. Appreciate it so much. All right, so let's check on how MASHIHO is doing. How is MASHIHO doing today? Thank you. How is MASHIHO doing? How's MASHIHO doing? Ooh. Oh, okay. Hold on. Darn it. Mashi. You were earlier okay. Okay. He was fine earlier. What is going on? Can we read? Can we continue this reading? Oh, look. Oh. I feel you, buddy. I feel you, buddy. It's been hitting me too. Let me see. Why is this card here for MASHIHO? Why is this card here for MASHIHO? Okay. Can we read him? Okay, we can read him. Okay. Jeez, the way this boy worries me. To be honest, I mean, granted, I don't like seeing any of Treasure upset or sad or whatever down, but I honestly, if I'm being real with you, MASHIHO is one of those members that really hurts my soul if I ever saw upset. I don't know what it is. I just don't like out of everyone, I think MASHIHO is like really up there for me as one of the members that I just cannot handle seeing upset or stressed or hurt. Like, I don't know. I get extra protective over MASHIHO. I don't think I've ever mentioned that too. So my guides, my angels, spirit is basically saying we can proceed with the reading. So that's fine. We can continue. But I'm just going to kind of give you a heads up. MASHIHO is like a little impatient today, if that makes any sense. His energy is like, I think it's also retrograde season, but he's kind of like in between fighting to be optimistic versus being a little stressed out and impatient. So yeah. So I'm going to consider this a reading that I'll be extra careful with in terms of his energy. I'll mention to you why, because we have special to this deck, we have the Void card. So there's a black hole here. In terms of this, we also have the Fool in reverse. So in MASHIHO's energy, this is mentioning the fact that potentially MASHIHO's kind of like waiting for the right moment, and then his patience is not ultimately there. So his energy, it's like high tension, low tension. It's like a roller coaster. It's going back and forth. So he's like a little frustrated, but he's managing it. He's self-aware of his emotions and his feelings and his energy today, because we do have the High Priestess. The High Priestess is here to mention that, again, he's being alert. He's being alert at the fact of what he's dealing with. So yeah. And then another thing is the Strength card. So again, yes, he's not feeling like his top energy right now, but his self-awareness is making him handle. So, all right, we'll proceed with the reading. We'll proceed. Maybe the flatmates forgot to clean up after themselves again. If only it were that simple. Hopefully it's just that. Hopefully. Okay, so on that note, let's ask, what was the initial energy between Yoshi and MASHIHO? How was the initial energy when they first met? Please. Thank you. For those that are not familiar, by the way, with this deck, I am using the Rainbow Gem deck. Okay. What was the initial energy when they first met? Wow. Taurus and wait. Yoshi's a Taurus. Oh, I'm gonna need to relook at the birth charts. Chamshiman. Yoshi's a Taurus, and MASHIHO is an Aries. Honestly, not the best combination in my opinion. It's not the best combination as a dynamic. There can be essentially butting heads in a way, but let me just kind of recap because I might assume wrong. Yeah, there's a lot of... Okay. Right. Taurus Sun and... Okay, Taurus Sun for Yoshi, Aries Sun for Mashi, but we also have a Taurus Venus for Yoshi and a Aries Venus for Mashi. Ooh, okay. Gotcha. Okay. Interesting. I'll keep that in mind. So, I'm worried about this boy. Didn't he just recover from a slump or something when you did a Doshio reading? I did mention that, but like I said, it happens. Don't be worried. It's nothing to be like stressed out over. It happens to everyone. Especially, like I said, we're in retrograde season. There's literally 4 planets right now that's still in retrograde. So the energies is not that great. So I've been delaying a lot of readings in general because the energy is not the best. My energy is not the best. The idols that I'm trying to read is not the best. It just happens. You gotta let time pass. Anyway, so what was the initial energy when they first met? So let's talk about them being very awkward. Actually, we have the 5 of Wands upright. This is the first card here. They were very cautious around each other in the beginning. But it didn't last that long. I'll tell you that much. That awkwardness did not last that long. In fact, I think if you kind of look at it, yeah, if I look at it, they both have their own reservations. So in that sense, the 5 of Wands here in this context, when they first met, like way back when in Japan, this is essentially meaning that it's only awkward because they're both in a position where it is kind of being led up to being awkward because they're both becoming trainees. They're in Japan. They're in that kind of like environment, and also they were very young too at the time. So if you kind of think about it, it could be an awkward meeting. It didn't last long though. I will say that much because eventually Yoshi's the one who approached, or Yoshi's the one that initiated, says the cards. We have here the 8 of Pentacles. The 8 of Pentacles says that an icebreaker kind of initiated on Yoshi's end, and he started sharing about either his interests or something. He produced kind of like an icebreaker between the two. He asked Mashio, hey, do you like this? Do you like that? And from there, a conversation started. And I mentioned that because the Two of Swords came from. So the Two of Swords mentions that they kind of put their differences aside, their awkwardness aside eventually. And yeah, eventually they just kind of clicked after that. And I say after that because we also have the queen. Oh, no, not the queen. This is the page. This is the Page of Wands. Oh, that's even better because they were young. So Page of Wands, after a nice conversation and putting their differences aside, they started to learn that there are a lot of similarities between the two of them, or the same interests. Okay. Cool. Also remember, Mashi is a perfectionist, so it's rather normal he gets into these emotions sometimes. Hope he keeps his mood up. I agree. I hope so too. Let's ask now, how was Yoshi's individual energy at the time? How was Yoshi's individual energy at the time? Thank you. Oh. Well, what do you know? Aww. Wait, I don't recall. Yoshi is from Kobe, right? Yoshi's from Kobe? Please correct me. Am I recalling that correct? He's from Kobe, right? Harato's the one from Fukuoka, and Asai is the one from Osaka. Correct? Gotcha. Okay, thank you. So, okay. Individual energy. So in Yoshi's end, we have Yoshi with the Four of Wands in reverse, and he was homesick from here. Okay. So Four of Wands just talks about kind of like feeling out of place, or feeling like the awkwardness was just natural because it was just for him, even though it's still Japan, it's just not around his hometown and whatnot, and where he's actually from. We also have the Four of Pentacles, so he kept a guard up, he kept himself protected. So there is already a synchronicity to fours. Four is the number of foundation and stability and security, but because we're having a kind of a battle between the reversed and the upright, this just essentially means that he's been trying, like at that time he was trying to battle himself whether how to approach new people or not. So there was just a like kind of a duality between him and his thoughts. So yeah, I understand now where the awkwardness has come from, but he put that aside. He kind of did his best to not be the awkward one, hence him being like the approachable one. We have here the six, okay, the Six of Wands. Six of Wands, or this is a Leo card potentially. This means that his best motive or his best plan to network well or to make friends was to hype people up, which is true. If you have taken notice about how Yoshi is with the other members or with people in general, he's really good at giving compliments, and he's such a sweetheart that way. And by being such a positive light, or by being someone that's really nice and generous and kind, that ultimately makes a door open between him and another person. So when we're talking in the context of Yoshi and Mashio, his sweetness pretty much came into light. And again, even though he had his own reservations on himself, because he's just distant from his family and dealing with a lot of things alone, he put that away. He put that aside. He tried to put his big boy pants on and just like say, no, don't act like this. Like, make friends. It'll make you feel better, kind of thing. So, she's such a sweetheart. Yeah, I agree. I completely agree. He's so sweet. Protect the baby. Protect the angel. All right, let's check on Mashio's energy. What was Mashio's energy at the time? I laughed at the big boy pants. It had to be said. It had to be said that way. All right, what was Mashio's energy at the time? Oh, interesting. Interesting. Okay. Wow, I didn't expect this. So I'm going to mention now that I'm seeing a different side to MASHIHO. I don't know if MASHIHO's ever mentioned this. Probably not. I probably would have remembered. But okay, at the time, especially like even before meeting Yoshi, apparently MASHIHO has experienced a lot of people come and go. I know that he is like one of the early trainees in YG Japan, if I recall correctly. Correct me if I am wrong, but I know that MASHIHO is one of the early trainees in YG Japan, and in that aspect, he's seen a lot come and go. Hence, from that moving forward, there's a lot of disappointment. There's a lot of that feeling. It's like, oh, I don't get, like, I guess, like a feeling of regret, you know, or just feeling disappointed. And through that kind of energy, this is why he actually is this reserved, even to this day. And in fact, this is probably why MASHIHO still has a strong wall all around him. He has his guards up because the fact that he's seen so many people come and go. So I will talk to you about why in the cards. We have the Five of Cups up, right? Five of Cups, if you can tell in the image, it is crying. He's crying here. And in this, it just talks about people leaving and people going, and it's just a vicious cycle, right? It's just a vicious cycle. And so by default, from conditioning, after all these experiences of people coming and going in his life, he's kind of attuned himself or conditioned himself to not get too attached or to not get too close to everyone. You know what I mean? So this is why he's very selective and choosy, or maybe this is why how kind of like just unpredictable in a sense. If you look at MASHIHO in a serious way, he's hard to kind of get through to. So this is attuned again with the Knight of Pentacles. So the Knight of Pentacles just means he has a rock solid heart. And I'm not surprised. Apparently my cards told me he's a Capricorn rising. It doesn't have to be, but he does have a Capricorn something in his chart. And then we also have the the Strength card, which is the 8th major arcana again. So this being the card, this is the second time that has come out for MASHIHO. Ultimately, this means that he just said, you know what, I'm not going to get too attached. I'm here to do my thing. I'm here to just focus on a certain goal. And then his goal is to complete it, to achieve it. And this is represented in the World card. So the World card means I only have one major goal, and that's just to be successful. I'm not here to make any more attachments because I've been hurt already plenty of times. So, all right. He has this intimidating aura. I agree. I think I mentioned this too a while back that MASHIHO intimidates me. MASHIHO scares me. He's cute and all, but like if I'm being real serious, like realistically, he scares me. He intimidates me. All right, we're gonna move forward to the next question. So, what is Yoshi's contribution to this dynamic? What is Yoshi's contribution to this dynamic with MASHIHO? What is Yoshi's contribution to this dynamic with MASHIHO? I've been scared of Mashi since day one. Yeah, same. I agree with you, Ben. I have been scared of Mashi since day one. Ever since I seen him on a treasure box, I was like, that guy, that boy, he's intimidating. He's a weapon. Yoshi's contribution is being a maybe. I'm gonna laugh if that's what the cards say, Ben. All right, Yoshi's contribution to his dynamic with MASHIHO. Ooh. Really? Oh. Oh, wait, I can't deal. My heart. I love this so much. Hold on, I love this. On the contrary to what Ben just said, okay, Yoshi's contribution is being a baby. Well, the cards are saying otherwise. So Yoshi's contribution is to actually allow Mashi to be vulnerable, to be the baby when he wants to or when he needs to, because Mashio struggles being vulnerable. I think we can all agree to that. Mashio has a very good, exterior, trying to be the tough guy and like the reliable, dependable one, but in this term, Yoshi's contribution is to help Mashio be comfortable enough that he can be vulnerable around with. Now, I'll show you why. Because we have here the the 10 of cups, all right? The 10 of cups in reverse. 10 of cups, whether it's upright or reverse, it essentially means a good omen. It's best if it was upright, but we'll talk about it because this is reversed. The 10 of cups in reverse is saying here that for Yoshi, he pretty much, because if you're looking at it in Japan line, Yoshi is the eldest, right? Yoshi is the oldest. So he feels obligated to take care of Mashio regardless. And this just means that through thick and thin, whether you are happy, whether you are sad or you're mad, I'm here for you. If you need a punching bag, I can be your punching bag. If you need someone to cry on, I can be someone that you can cry on. Regardless, Yoshi is pretty much trying to be the older brother on Mashio's side. Another thing that I do want to mention here is the 7 of Wands. So the 7 of Wands upright is that protective, that defensive energy. So Yoshi has that contribution. Even though Yoshi has those very softer vibes in comparison to Mashi, if I kind of think about it, Yoshi's more than capable of being an older brother to everyone. He just does it in a soft way. So, yeah. Protector of Mashio. And then I want to also mention the King of Swords. So I did tell you guys that Yoshi has very strong air placements. He has a Libra moon, he has a Gemini Mars, and he has a Gemini Mercury. So let me mention this to you in this context. With Yoshi and having all those air placements, with this King of Swords, the context here for him and Mashi is that Yoshi is kind of like on Mashio's side. I don't know if that makes sense. I guess depending on what is happening or what the situation is or what the circumstances are, if Mashio is going through something, Yoshi has like this obligation to side with Mashio regardless or no matter what. He'll protect him, or he'll side with him, or he'll kind of agree to him or hype him up in anything that Mashio says. So makes sense. Makes sense. The sunshine and the sunshine protector. Yeah, pretty much. And then we have, actually, you know what? Let me pull another card for Yoshi, please. Oh, okay. So this is very similar to, shoot, which dynamic was this? I forgot who it was, but I did a different dynamic with Mashio. Was it Mashio and Doyam? I can't remember. I honestly cannot remember. But Yoshi has a different contribution here. We have here the Knight. Okay, the Knight of Swords. So if Mashio can't speak up for himself, even though he can, especially when he's like in an emotional aspect, but if he can't find the right words or the right way to express himself, you can definitely rely on Yoshi to speak for Mashio. Make sense? Yoshi's like, what are you trying to say? I'll tell them, kind of thing. You know what I mean? Or if Mashio is too upset or too stressed out to say anything, Yoshi already gets that synchronicity, or he just gets Mashio. He's like, oh, Mashio's upset. I think it's da 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 da, blah 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 blah. So I think it's Masahi reading. Okay, okay. Thank you. You're right. I think it was Masho and Asahi. So same thing. Yoshi has the same contribution. All right. Makes sense now. Moving forward, what is Mashio's contribution to this dynamic? What is Mashio's contribution to this dynamic with Yoshi? OMG, I didn't get a notification. Hello, everyone. Hello, Stephanie. Welcome. Oops. All right, what is Mashio's contribution? Agree. See, Mashio, the dependable one. Absolutely. Oh. Trying to think. That makes sense. That definitely makes sense. Okay, so let me show you what Mashio's contribution is. So first card here is the Two of Pentacles. Two of Pentacles ultimately means in this case that Mashio finds balance within Yoshi. Why do I mention that? I do say that because Yoshi, with all those air placements, even though it may not look like it, there might be aspects of Yoshi where he might either be too sensitive or either too down or just overthinking things. But in terms of Mashio coming into the picture, Mashio has a way of kind of helping Yoshi out. But it's funny because I don't see just Yoshi. I literally see all of Treasure. But in this context, I see Yoshi. I even see Haruto, Asahi. So Japan line in general. Mashio out of Japan line is technically like the glue between the four. And he loves all of Treasure, but I think Mashio obviously has this protective or softer special spot in terms of Japan line. And he takes extra care of Japan line in general. So let's just mention this real quick because that Two of Pentacles, not only does it mention that Mashio realigns balance in Yoshi, it's also kind of like helping Yoshi out in parts that Yoshi may have like neglected or has forgotten about. Say if Yoshi's too immersed in the studio, imagine the scenario. If Yoshi is too immersed in the studio, then you can rely on Mashio to check in on him like, hey, have you eaten? Hey, have you drank water? Like, do you need a break? Let's hang out first. And this is kind of like what I'm thinking, especially in the Treasure Map episode where they're just hanging out and playing games like pool or ping pong. I think Mashio kind of comes in to technically take care of everyone. But when it comes to Japan line in general, he's always checking up on them. There's like an extra care coming from him. And then not to mention, we also have the Magician card. Magician card comes in with a lot of motivation, a lot of inspiration, willpower, and this essentially means that Mashio is really good at giving or hyping up the idea if he agrees to the ideas. This is backed up with the Eight of Pentacles, so whatever, in Yoshi's context, if Yoshi's working on something and Mashi's into it, he'll hype them up. He'll fuel that fire. So Mashi's be like, you haven't showered? No shower? How can you live like this? I cannot. To end this part, we also have the Four of Wands. So this one is upright this time. Earlier, the Four of Wands came out in Yoshi's side because he was homesick at the time. Now that it's upright, this Four of Wands is essentially, like I said, he's technically the glue in Japan line. Mashio pretty much takes care of all three of them. So I can definitely see that without a doubt. Mashio has like this extra care. So yeah, he's pretty much the mom. The mom. Okay. Okie dokes. Any advice for them to get closer? Is there any advice for them to get closer? Is there any advice for them to get closer? Please, thank you, cards. Thank you, universe. Is there any advice for them to get closer? Okay. Interesting. Okay, so so what I am seeing between the two as advice for them to get closer, the cards are technically saying that they're pretty much already close. They're on the right track right now. The one thing that they could do in order for them to get even closer than they are is is to kind of like slow down and kind of hang out more. I know that if I kind of think about it now, a lot of the times Yoshi can be in his own world, and so can MASHIHO. And I say this because of the Two of Wands. So the Two of Wands means that they are on the same like group. They have similar goals, but they go on about it in their own different ways and their own different methods. If they want to kind of like get even closer, they're advised to kind of share this or to do some things in a similar method. We also have here the Seven of Cups. So this ultimately means that as advice, there are things that are meant for them, but in reality, there are still things that are not. Why do I say that? Because that's just how life is. Sometimes, you know, the universe can guide us and like open doors for us, but some of these doors can also be tests. And why this is a kind of essential between Yoshi and MASHIHO is that for them, I think by them being on their own paths, even though they're in the same group and they have a similar goal, obviously, they're still two different people and they have their own individual wishes and desires. I think they'd get a lot closer if there's a little extra more vulnerability between the two of them and like share more common ground, because they're pretty much all aiming everywhere, if that makes sense. Seven of Cups means you're aiming at too much at once, or you're aiming at everything, or like there's a sense of greed, like I gotta achieve literally everything. Makes sense? There's nothing wrong with that, but the essential thing is, or the lesson here is that they could take things one step at a time. Why do I say that they need to take things one step at a time is the Eight of Swords. So they're very ambitious, which is great. It's good to be ambitious, but the Eight of Wands says they're trying too fast. Like the impatience is not there. That makes a lot of sense because Yoshi with all those air placements, MASHIHO with all those fire placements. Air and fire placements make people very eager, lack of patience, just kind of like on hyperdrive a lot. So if they want to get closer, they got to slow down together, discuss more, talk things more. So I just remember during their 3 meals a day episode in Treasure Map season 2, where Ruto asked Mashi if he can ask Chongu if he can use the bicycle. That's so cute. Yeah, I agree. I just rewatched J-Line's V Live, and the four just have this strong aura when they're together. I agree. They do. That's because they all have fire and air. Okay. Hold on, guys. I just got a text from my roommate. Okay, moving on. Sorry about that. I had a text. Moving forward, we're going to go into some of the questions that you guys have sent me via Twitter. I asked you guys a few days ago, so thank you guys to those that have contributed. What do they appreciate about each other? That's the next question we're going to tackle into. What do they appreciate each other? Let's go with Yoshi. What does Yoshi appreciate about MASHIHO? What does Yoshi appreciate about Mashio? I agree. Oof, hell yeah. Agree. Agree. Okay, so yeah, for real. Bottom of the deck is the death card in reverse. I don't think Yoshi appreciates this part. I think Yoshi has like a kick out of it. He gets amused by this side of Mashio. The death card in reverse essentially means that Mashio has a certain stubbornness, and I think in this context, he gets a kick out of it. He gets amused when Mashio gets a little too passionate about things, where he's like, to the point he gets stubborn and he's like in denial of what, change needs to be made. And so I can imagine Yoshi just kind of giggling to himself. I just imagine Yoshi being really cute and like giggling at Mashio because Mashio's just too eager, too passionate. He's like, no, we need this done. Blah, 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 blah. We need, it's just going to be freaking adorable. But in my spread, I'll show you here. Yoshi appreciates Mashio's perseverance. That's for sure. We have here the Page of Cups. The Page of Cups ultimately means that whenever Mashio is emotionally set onto something, there's no stopping him. There's no getting rid of that. I think if you look at it, because let's use Mashio and his maximalist bedroom, right? Let's use that as context. Mashio has a lot. And I think in a fun way, in a positive way, he has like an addictive personality. So this Page of Cups means that in Yoshi's eyes, he finds it kind of like adorable that Mashio gets really passionate about certain things, and he likes either, keeping it to himself or he collects stuff. And again, if it's action wise, once he's set on something, it's hard to stop him. It's hard to take away that attachment or break that attachment. We also have here the Fool card. This essentially means that Yoshi appreciates Mashio for being fearless. This essentially means that there's a lot of courage in Mashio's energy. If, again, he sees a certain goal and he's like, yeah, I want to do that, I want to accomplish that, he's gonna go for it, and there's no stopping him. So a lot of courage is there, even if it can be risky. I don't think fear is a very minor word in Mashio's vocabulary. And again, Yoshi admires that. Another thing is, like I said, the perseverance part. We have the Chariot upright. So this just essentially means Yoshi admires Mashio for always getting what he wants, and he doesn't stop until he gets his goal. So it's about victory. It's about, success, achieving your desires. So Yoshi's like, yeah, no, I adore Mashio. He won't stop until he get it. I remember Treasure Map episode 38. Which episode is that one? I can't recall. I do not remember. Refresh my memory, please. But another card I do want to mention, we have the High Priestess again. Yoshi admires that Mashio may be quiet, but Mashio's very smart. Okay, we have the High Priestess saying that Mashio's very wise and he's very, smart in general, or he has like street smart more than like logical smart. This means that in terms of like his wisdom, Mashio's like a sneak attack, if that makes sense. And I think Yoshi finds an admiration there. You'll never know what Mashi's about to do until he just does it. That's what the High Priestess is talking about right now. Okay. Energy check. How are you guys doing? Energy check. You guys okay? Okay, good, good. Team Map 38 was their day off where they enjoyed snowboard or something. Snowboard. Snowboard? Snowboard? I don't remember. Oh, you mean sledding, not snowboard. I was like, snowboard? I've never seen Treasure snowboard before. You mean when they were sledding? Okay. I was like, did I miss an episode? When did Treasure snowboard? Okay, gotcha. Gotcha. No worries, don't. It's okay. I was like just confused for a moment. I was like, did I miss an episode? I don't remember. I don't remember Treasure snowboarding. I want to see Treasure snowboard. That'd be fun. Okay, let's move on. Back to Mashi. What does Mashio appreciate about Yoshi? What does Mashio appreciate about Yoshi? Oh. Oh, baby. Baby. Okay. I think, yeah, for sure. Oh. Oh, interesting. That's funny. Stop. I'm going to be soft. But I agree with Mashio. Okay. Wow. Interesting. Bottom of the deck, we have the Emperor card. Okay. Bottom of the deck, we have the Emperor card. And so this is Aries energy. This means that for Mashio, even though Mashio is younger than Yoshi, there's kind of like a respect here between the two of them. So it looks to me that even though Yoshi does have his moments to treat Mashio like an older brother, more overall, they treat each other equally, which is pretty cool if you ask me. The Emperor here in the bottom of the deck essentially means that even though Mashio is older, he admires the fact that Yoshi respects him a lot to the point that, you know, again, he treats him equally. There's no kind of like age difference kind of deal. And then it's funny because even though Mashio is younger than Yoshi, if you think about it, if say Mashio has any kind of request, any kind of demand or anything, Yoshi is really obedient. Yoshi's very obedient. So if you kind of think about it, Mashio is very grateful to Yoshi for giving him kind of that authority or power. So that's freaking adorable. But let's talk about the cards here in front of me. So Mashio, he appreciates, this is going to be Ben's favorite thing. This is going to be Ben's favorite thing if you're watching still. Mashio appreciates how gullible and adorable Yoshi is. I say gullible as my first word because he can be. Let's be real, Yoshi's very pure and he can pretty much buy into a lot of things if you convince him the right way. And so Mashio, he finds it really adorable that he has this level of innocence or level of purity that he will just kind of be convinced and believe into what you tell him. And not only that, because we have literally the Page of Cups and the Ace of Cups, this just ultimately says that Yoshi is such a nice guy. He's such a sweet guy. And Mashio his energy is pretty much confirming that. He's agreeing. He's agreeing. Mashio's like, oh, Yoshi, I like Yoshi because he's just that innocent. He's that sweet. He's that gullible. He's that precious boy you want to protect. And then we also have here the Hierophant in reverse. So this is where I mentioned that he can be very gullible. But in an alternative aspect, Mashio also appreciates that Yoshi is so pure to the point that he's open-minded to everything. If you, for example, if you yourself gets the opportunity to speak with Yoshi and say, oh, hey, Yoshi, did you know this? Yoshi will pretty much believe you, and he'll be fascinated by it. Like I said, there's this immense amount of purity and innocence where he's just fascinated with people, with the world, with just everything that goes on around him. And that Hierophant in reverse just says how open-hearted and open-minded that Yoshi is. So it's freaking adorable. And then we also have the Knight of Cups upright. This again means that in Mashiho's eyes, he appreciates how affectionate Yoshi is, how expressive Yoshi is. He doesn't hold himself when he wants to tell you he cares or when he wants to take care of you. You know, he will tell you right off the bat. So, baby. Yoshi cannot survive in Game of Thrones, and that's a fact. I mean, he barely survived the Running Man episode. Like, he couldn't even lie about about the golden coin when he saw it. That precious boy. Yoshi is pureness in human form. I agree. I completely agree. All right, let's go on to the next question. Excuse me. Okay. The next question is, what kind of growth have they seen in each other? Okay. The next question is, what kind of growth have they seen in each other? So if I'm going to split this in between the two, so what kind of growth has Yoshi observed in Mashiho? What kind of growth has Yoshi observed in Mashiho? What kind of growth has Yoshi observed in Mashiho? Good. Oh, good. Ow. What is that? Good. Oh, I love that. Okay, so Yoshi says, well, not says, but his energy says through the cards that he's observed Mashiho's growth in this aspect. And it's the fact that Mashiho may have learned to trust more. Not just in life, but mainly more in himself. There's this perfectionist part about Mashiho, and I think in due time, yes, he's still a perfectionist, which is, could be, into an advantage. However, I think he's kind of relaxed on the perfectionist part, especially when it comes to himself. So I'll mention this right now. We have the Six of Swords in reverse. When we have the Six of Swords in reverse, this would normally mean that if in Mashiho's case, he kind of holds grudges on himself. So it's saying that, oh, I fucked up, excuse my language, I effed up back then, I screwed up back then, I didn't, do it the way I wanted it, I just regret, I have resentment kind of thing. But gradually, as time has passed, he lightened up in that aspect. He's not hard on himself for the past. He knows how to move forward. He knows just to get back up and then trust himself more, trust the journey more, and just kind of go with the flow. Yeah, I mean, I could see that Mashiho has that more perfectionist aspect, maybe has some controlling, wants and needs in terms of the future, but I think he's learned to let go a little bit of that. For Yoshi, in his eyes, he thinks that's a growth. And then we also here have the 10 of Pentacles. The 10 of Pentacles would mean here that Yoshi has observed that Mashiho is good about kind of like managing his expectations. And then also, if he's kind of obtained his goals, his abundance, his blessings, wishes, desires, he remains humble. He remains very humble. In fact, there's a huge generosity here in MASHIHO. So it's kind of like, what's mine is not mine. What's mine is also yours. I'm willing to share. So the Ten of Pentacles here means that the growth kind of came from experience, and he's grounded himself a lot more. Very good. Very good. Another thing that Yoshi has observed in MASHIHO is is the High Priestess again. The High Priestess says that there's a lot of knowledge that MASHIHO has. I mentioned that already, but in terms of from before and going into now, MASHIHO uses this experience or this wisdom, and he's become his own kind of form of mentor, or he's become kind of his own form of a coach, and he sees that within him being part of Treasure. And I have noticed that too. Back then, if I'm making the comparison of MASHIHO and Treasure Box during, pre-debut into post-debut and into today, you can tell that MASHIHO is much more now about community. He's much more now about his members. Back then, if you think about MASHIHO in in Treasure Box, MASHIHO is like, I'm just going to do me. I'm just going to focus on me. I need to finish, the goal, or I need to get to the finish line. Now, he's more generous with his time, with his energy, with his knowledge, his experience. And so, yeah, a lot of lightening up that has happened in MASHIHO's energy. Okay. Everyone good? Everyone still up? You guys are still with me? You guys are still with me? Okay. Let's ask MASHIHO's energy. I remember him saying it's more fun with all 12 of them. I agree. It's true. Having lunch while watching. What's for lunch? Okay, let's ask, what has MASHIHO observed, or what kind of growth has MASHIHO observed in Yoshi? What kind of growth has MASHIHO observed in Yoshi? That's a lot of cards. What kind of growth has MASHIHO observed in Yoshi, please? Mm-hmm. How funny. You know what? I agree to this too. Yes. Okay. I see one thing and one thing only, but this is very crucial. MASHIHO's energy through the cards are saying that he observed a particular type of growth in Yoshi, and that's his boundaries. Yes, he can be gullible, because that's what MASHIHO does appreciate or kind of find adorable about Yoshi. But in that same concept, or in that same deal, he's kind of growing from that. So let me just kind of mention it to you that Yoshi knows, or he knows now, how or when to speak up for himself. He knows now whether or not to believe certain things about him. So back then, I'm seeing this back then, where he used to believe everything, including the negative stuff. But what MASHIHO has observed is that Yoshi grew a backbone. That's how I'm just going to say it. Yoshi grew a backbone. And if you've noticed, I have noticed this, Yoshi does speak up a lot more for himself. He'll be like, oh no, that ain't right. That's not good. I don't agree to this. I think blah, 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 blah. He knows how to speak up. He knows how to stand up for himself. And like I said, he has a backbone now. And for MASHIHO, MASHIHO observes, so I'm going to show you this to you, the 5 of Wands. So Yoshi probably does not like conflict in general. He may not like conflict, he may not like drama, but in this aspect, if it's needed, if a conflict is happening, Yoshi has now learned to not either be passive aggressive or just be too quiet or anything. So the 5 of Wands says, like I said already, he's grown a backbone. He knows how to speak his truth regardless of people liking it or not. So yeah, that's ultimately what I see the most. Is there anything else? No, I don't see anything else. So yeah, that's essentially what that is. Okay, thank you, cards. I remember that Running Man episode that he wants to say something, but J-Hook did not see him and chose Yedam. Oh yeah. In the beginning of it. Yeah. No, you're right. You are completely correct in that, because I think the older Yoshi would have been like, oh, it's okay. Like he'll just let it pass and like let others go. But again, I think now Yoshi knows how to make his own demands and, you know, kind of make his own claims. So good on Yoshi. Good on Yoshi. All right. Let's move forward to the next question. All right. What differences are there now in their dynamic from knowing each other in Japan versus their dynamic now after living in Korea from some time? Great question. Basically, what are the differences of them back then when they were still in Japan versus now after some time being in Korea? So that's the question. What differences are there? What differences are there from back then in Japan versus now being in Korea? Okay. Okay. So, interesting. I'm not seeing too much of a huge difference in their dynamic from back then and until like now. However, I will pinpoint the concept that their vulnerability is a lot better than before. I think that might, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not Japanese or anything, but I think it might be a cultural thing, because personally, I know I have like Japanese friends and they've vaguely mentioned this to me, but in their culture, emotions aren't quote unquote a thing to be easily expressed. I have noticed that like a lot can come up forth pretty monotonous. So in terms of how they were back then in Japan versus how they are now, like after living some time in Korea, they learned to be more emotional or to be more expressive in their feelings. I say this in both positive and negative ends. So their dynamic, yes, they're still very close even since before, but now there's extra emotional feelings and again expressions and things about like just saying how they feel or what they think. If they are hurting, they actually admit that they're hurting. If they want to be sorry, then they admit that they are sorry. And I have noticed this, like, again, this is just my observation. I'm not trying to put any shade, but I have noticed that's a huge difference between Koreans and Japanese. So yes, exactly. And so in terms of that, I have noticed in the cards that, again, they're still as close as ever, but they're a lot more vulnerable about their feelings. So another thing I do want to mention is the difference now is they're also very giving in everything. How do I reword this? Because back in Japan, it's just them being in Japan, like their home. After some time living in Korea, it's like they got even closer because being away from Japan for so long kind of enlightened them that they maybe have taken home for granted. You know what I mean? From being away from home and away from Japan for a long time, to have that kind of companion, especially since they're both Japanese, they have that common ground where they realize that they've taken Japan for granted, taking home for granted, taken their families for granted because of that distance that has been built. So this has led them to become even closer to each other. So that's that difference there. After some time of experience and being away from home, they've kind of found home in each other, right? They've kind of found a piece of home within each other. You know, they're not in Japan, but because they're both Japanese and they have that same relatability, that's where they find that common ground and comfort. And then in terms of like another difference in their dynamic from before versus now, they do have a lot of like inside secrets or like a lot of inside jokes. This is represented by the moon. What is interesting here, the moon, there's something about the moon in this dynamic, because I think in a deeper aspect, the moon card talks a lot about what they want, not just for themselves, but like for each other, and then like for treasure as well. I think because of the fact of what, you know, all of treasure has been experiencing even since treasure box days, Yoshi and both MASHIHO has kind of like has like an output on life, thinking that there's so much more to live for. Yes, they have dreams. Yes, they have goals, but both of them have kind of looked at life in a bigger picture. And I say this with the moon because the moon comes in phases. You know me, I am obsessed with the moon. I'm pretty much a solenophile, but the moon card for them is essentially meaning that they look at life and they don't take anything for granted. So in other ways, they're both kind of waiting for the right phases, for the right chapters, for the right moments. So you mentioned the moon on MASHIHO reading with every member. What? Sorry. Anyway, yeah, I feel like the moon here, especially between these two, there's something deeper. Now, it's interesting because I have the Knight of Wands. The Knight of Wands. So another difference between before and now is that they do a lot together now. Back then they probably didn't. So they definitely hang out more, they talk more, they play games more, etc., etc. So, all right. The moon. Yes, everyone freaks out with the moon because when people see the moon, they either think of treasure or they think of me. Not to be that person, but I feel like every time the moon comes out, everyone thinks of treasure or they think of me. Because, hello, Blue Moon Lounge or Blue Moon Insight. So I think what she means is that the moon is always in every reading with MASHIHO and another member. Oh, okay. Thank you, Dave. Thank you. No worries. Thank you for clarifying that, Dave. Thank you. All right. We're going to go, let's see. What is that? Okay, we're going to go on to the next question. I like this question, actually. What are their thoughts and their feelings? What are their thoughts and their feelings about being the older brothers of Japan line, right? Yeah, they are the older brothers. What are their thoughts and feelings about being the older brothers of Japan line? And how do they feel about Asahi and Haruto? Sweet. Here we go. More softness. More softness. Okay, I'm just going to do a general thing. What are their thoughts and feelings about them being the older brothers of Japan line? Honestly, this is a really good question. This should have been reserved for a Japan line reading or a Japan line unit group reading, but it's okay. I'll answer this one for now, for today. So it's fine. Anyway, what are their thoughts and feelings about them being the older brothers of Japan line? And how do they feel about Asahi and Haruto? So what are their thoughts? Has anyone booked a reading for them at the Japan line? Nope. Nope. Someone has chipped in maybe like $5, but that's it. But no. Okay. Their thoughts and their feelings about being the older brothers of Japan line. Protective. That's definitely it. Protective. They feel obligated to fight and to protect, even though it can be like stressful at times. And I mean that in a deeper sense because, you know, they still have their own lives too. And it's kind of like being caught between, you know, being, you know, interactive with Olive Treasure versus having the obligation to look out after your fellow, you know, Japanese members. You know what I mean? So there's like an extra obligation that is being pulled at their own, you know, energy. I say this with the Four of Swords upright. The Four of Swords means that in spite of like whatever they deal with personally or individually, they have this obligation to look out after Haruto and Asahi. But together, they don't mind it. You know, they actually like the fact that they can be someone that protects Magne line in Japan line. They have a whole lot of love for the four of them in general, for all of Treasure too, but if we're talking about the context of Japan line, they have obviously an extra love for them. We have this said with the Page of Cups, and then we also have the Page of Wands. So this is really special because Two of Swords upright. This, how do I word it properly? It's like, I'm going to use Yoshi, or no, let me be Mashiho for context. If I am Mashiho and I am speaking to Yoshi, it's as if I'm like, hey, we're in this together. We're part of Japan line. We're representing our home, right? We're representing our home. Yes, we have our goals. Yes, we have our dreams, but we're not only trying to make ourselves proud. Let's make Japan proud. You know what I mean? Let's make Japan proud. And in this context, this is also kind of like in ties with the younger, with Haruto and Asahi. It's like, let's all be in this together and work together. We're going to protect those two, but yet we're still going to achieve our goals together too, like being representatives. So I say this because it's very passionate here. So the Page of Cups, the Page of Wands, this is water, this is fire. This ultimately means that their drive, their emotional drive just talks about pride. And even though there are wishes and goals and desires as a whole in Treasure as a group, you can't help but have your own particular pride, especially being, you know, Japanese, like you're not Korean kind of thing. So very sweet, honestly, very sweet. I would really love to see more of Japan line contents like a T-log. Don't get me wrong, I love 0104, but I also want to see other dynamics within the group shown more. I'm with you on that. I'm with you on that. Definitely. Okay, excuse me. Is there anything else? Is there anything else? Let me ask more again. How do they feel about Asahi and Haruto? Cute. Okay. How do they feel about Asahi and Haruto, this is freaking precious. So I joke about this all the time. I really joke about this all the time, but on Twitter I mentioned this too. I say Japan Line is powerful. Like I joke this, but I'm also like serious about this, that if Japan Line had their own unit, they could pretty much be their own group if they really wanted to. I'm not saying they should or they have to. They don't have to, but if they wanted to, they can stand their own if they were their own group. And it's funny because I say that, but it's funny because all of Japan Line also believes this. I'm telling you that pride is good. Pride is strong. It's awesome. Now, if I'm asking in the context of what Yoshi and Mashio feels about Haruto and Asahi, they are very impressed with both Asahi and Haruto because of the fact that they're so capable and they both have grown. All of them have grown, but again, they're very protective of them. Just the fact that they're growing a lot, but somehow they're growing away from like home, right? Now, I see that both Yoshi and Mashio want Japan Line, or in general, Haruto and Asahi to thrive. It's one of those selfless actions where if I don't succeed, I hope at least my brother does. You know what I mean? That's how I'm looking at this. It's like, if I'm not going to succeed, I at least hope my brothers or my members does, you know? And so in this same thing, it's like Mashio and Yoshi wish or hope to see Haruto and Asahi, you know, really succeed and fulfill their desires and whatnot. So we've got a glimpse on that with their, which they're covered on the Chuseok dance compilation. They have that charisma. Yes, I agree. So yeah, the Chariot card is about victory. It's about success. And then we also have the Eight of Pentacles, which ultimately means that they're learning, they're mastering a lot of skills. So again, I said this already. Mashio and Yoshi say that Haruto and Asahi are learning a lot and they know that they can learn even more. So there's just a sense of pride in each other. Okay? All right. Okay, let's see. I have a few more questions left. Next one is, what do they wish for each other? So what does Yoshi wish for Mashio? What does Mashio wish for Yoshi? So what does Yoshi wish for Mashio, please? I'm afraid I cannot share this. Oops. Okay. It's a very sweet wish. It's a very thoughtful, considerate, and heartfelt wish, but it's very personal too. So I'm not gonna share this one. I'm sorry, guys. Can you tell me something that I can share? Wait. Can you tell me something that I can share? Or is that it? Okay. I cannot. Oops. Guess not. Okay, I get it. Alright, I won't. I will not say it. Let me try the other way around. What does Mashio wish for Yoshi? Wayo! Don't wayo. It's personal. Can't share everything that's personal. If it's too personal, I cannot. I'm not that kind of reader. I'm not gonna share personal things. I'm not an invasive reader. Okay. Will we find out one day? I don't know. Kind of personal. It's like too personal. I don't think so. Maybe if it's one day, it's going to be way into the future. Anyway, what does Mashiho wish for Yoshi? What does Mashiho wish for Yoshi? Yoshi is really deep with the sentiments. I agree. So what does Mashiho wish for Yoshi? What? Why are they like this? Why are they like this? Okay, guys, I'm gonna have to skip this question overall. They both have, I think that's why I told you earlier, right? I had that moon card, and they have very deep, like, things that just cannot be expressed with the right words anyway. So I can't even share on this end. I mean, it's only fair. All right. I get it. Sorry, guys. We're going to skip that question. I apologize. I'm going to respect Yoshi and Mashi's wishes for each other. Okay. Let's move forward then. What traits... Oh, this one's a fun question. This is a very fun question. What traits frustrate each other? What traits about each other frustrate them? What is English? Freaking Mercury retrograde. I can't think. You get what I mean. What traits about them frustrate each other? There you go. What traits about them frustrate each other? Not English. Come on, retrograde season. Work with me here. Okay, what traits about Mashiho frustrate Yoshi? What traits about Mashiho frustrates Yoshi? What traits about Mashiho frustrates Yoshi? What traits about Mashiho frustrates Yoshi? Ow! Why does my hand hurt all of a sudden now? Okay. So, that's funny, actually. I'm going to pull an oracle card. What about Mashiho frustrates Yoshi? What traits about Mashiho frustrates Yoshi? I love it. Okay. That's why. Okay. So that's so funny. I mean, I've seen that before. I have definitely seen this before. Okay. So in Yoshi's perspective through the cards, it's saying that Mashiho can be pretty dang savage, okay? Mashiho, if you say something, if you pretty much press a certain button on Mashiho without realizing it, Mashiho will say something pretty sharp. Even though he doesn't mean to make it sound mean. It's not intended for him to sound mean, but Mashiho can have a pretty, like, again, no filter type of deal. And so Yoshi has a frustration with that. Trying so let me I'm trying to think of something subtle, but oh, I have a great one. Even though it's not Yoshi dealing with this reaction. So you know how in Treasure Map they were doing the dorm tour, and we were in the dorm where it had Doyoung, Mashiho, Jihoon, and Chongwoo, right? Mashio and Jihoon are making breakfast. Doyoung is filming Mashio cook, right? And Doyoung is giving like hyped responses as he's filming Mashio, and Mashio has this really sharp way of saying it. He's like, does everything just fascinate you that way? He's like, and Doyoung is like, of course it does. You know what I mean? It's in that same thing. I remember when he gave back that lamp to Jay. Yeah, that too. So that's hilarious. I freaking love Mashi. He that fiery one. That fiery one. Okay. I think is that it? Is that it? I love that Mashi and the girl. Let's see. Is there anything else? That's it, huh? Okay. Okay. How about here? What else here? Okay, so one more frustration in Yoshi's perspective. If you give Mashio kind of any like suggestion or feedback, Mashio will at least listen, but he might not consider it right away. You'll be like, Mashio, what about this? And he'll be like, no, I mean, sure, but maybe not. You kind of thing. It's like, let's think of like making the crepes in that older treasure map episode in season 1 where they're making the crepes and basically they're like trying to experiment. Jaehyuk and Hyunsuk are discussing about experimenting and not, and then Mashio's just like, look, this is our first time, can we just do a good job? So yeah, exactly, Lotus Moon, exactly. So that's a frustration there where Mashio just likes his ways. There was a V Live when Junkyu asked him why he just stayed at home, and Mashi said, you could have asked me to go out. I think I remember that one. All right, let's look into what frustrates Mashio about Yoshi. What about Yoshi frustrates Mashio? What about Yoshi frustrates Mashio? What about Yoshi frustrates Mashi? What about Yoshi that frustrates Mashi? Oh. Oh, baby. How funny. I did not, you know what? I did not realize it until this spread. Here we go. So, I didn't even realize. Yeah, I really didn't realize this. I'm like thinking about it now. So apparently, through the cards, Mashio's energy is saying that Yoshi, because of that kind of level of purity or innocence, there's a lot of question and thoughts. Yoshi asks a lot of questions. And Mashio does not have the patience for too many questions. Sorry, I'm laughing because I relate so bad. I can't. I'm dead. I love Yoshi. I love both Yoshi and Mashi. Okay, I'm gonna explain it to you why or how this is being expressed. So we have the 5 of Wands in reverse. This is about like the question and thought, the opinions, the feedback, And you can imagine Yoshi going up to Mashio and be like, hey, what do you think about this? Oh, does it work this way? Oh, just different concepts where Yoshi is like confused. And so he'll go to Mashio for feedback or for an opinion. And Mashio's already like 10, 20 steps ahead of him, or he's already done. And Mashio's like, really? It's simple. How are you not getting it, kind of thing? And so I'm laughing because I am very similar to Mashio in that sense. I just don't have patience enough to be tending to a lot of people's questions, especially if I have to repeat myself. I hate repeating myself, but I get it. I completely get it. Another thing that frustrates Mashio is that sometimes Yoshi can get like a little too sensitive, and I think this is just like he doesn't have anything against it, but it overwhelms him a bit. Mashio gets overwhelmed when people are like too caught up in their emotions or like have a lot of like sensitivity, and he just feels overwhelmed when everyone else around him is. He just doesn't like to be caught up in the mix of sensitivity. I say this with the 10 of Swords in reverse. It's like, I want to help you, I want to attend to you, I want to take care of you, but also at the same time, I don't like drama. I don't want to be in drama. That's the feeling that I'm seeing in Mashio's energy. Basically, he wants to take care of the people he loves, but in his peace. I thought at first the guys are careful around Asahi because he is hard to read, but I think they're more careful around Mashio. I agree. So, yeah. This is literally the ultimate two things that I see. I can just see Yoshi sticking his tongue out and be like, oops, sorry, Mashi, I should have known. For real, Ben. I agree. I completely agree. Okay, so yeah, that is it. That is all the questions that I have. We are down to predictions. All right, we're ready for predictions. You guys good? Everyone good? We're ready for predictions. I'm gonna drink water because I should drink water. Let's do predictions. Yoshi is really like a child, pure and full of questions. Yeah, seriously. I mean, excuse me. It's funny because both Yoshi and Mashio are 4 soul age wise. That's funny. I'm looking at their soul age. Yoshi, Mashi, Asahi, they're 4. And then you have Haruto, their youngest in Japan line, and he's 6. It makes sense though. 4s and 6. They're pretty much, this is why they mind their own business. They mind their own business like within treasure. Anyway, okay. Good. All right. All right, let's move forward then. We're going to do predictions. If you have made it to this part of the reading, we've kind of adopted the term prediction time just because. So I will channel heavier into Yoshi and Mashio's energy, and based off their current energy today, we'll see what the future kind of holds. Please keep in mind that anything I say today, especially prediction wise, it's not set in stone, it's not factual, it's not definite. All of my predictions can change. So again, take these with a grain of salt. All right. I've always said, universe is always working, energy is always shifting. Mashio and Yoshi still have their own free will of choice. So yeah. And another thing is, if there are predictions that you want to come true or to manifest, do not talk about it. Do not tweet about it. Do not overthink or dwell on it. Just set the intention, claim that it's going to happen, and then forget about it. All right, that's it. That's all I ask of you. Okay. So, with that said, let's see what the future holds for Yoshi and Mashio. What does the future hold for Yoshi and Mashio, please? Thank you. What does the future hold for Yoshi and Mashio? What does the future hold for Yoshi and Mashio? What can we know? What can we know? What can you share with us? What can we know? What can we know? That's new. Hold on. That one was new. Ooh, this one's This one's gonna happen very soon. Ooh, this is Olive Treasure. Okay. This is gonna happen pretty soon, maybe early next year, maybe even this year. No later than next year. But I see that we're gonna either get, I guess, kind of imagine it this way, on social media or maybe on the news. I think this is more social media, but Olive Treasure is gonna be separately spotted. That's a term. They're gonna be separately spotted in like different parts of Seoul, and they're filming for something. They're all filming together, like at once at the same time, but Treasure is all divided into either pairs or into like solos. Some are in pairs, some are in groups, some are solo, but they're filming for something. And I think it's a show. Or it could be like a little thing that they're doing on Treasure Map. I don't know, but it's like they're doing a kind of like mission. And I'm just seeing a lot of people talking about it on social media. They're like, "Oh my god, so and so and Treasure is spotted filming da 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 da." And this, it's funny because I see a couple of them. This is not just Yoshi or Mashio. I think some of them are wearing interesting costumes. Is this for? No, it can't be for Halloween. That's too soon. Like Amazing Race. I don't know. Don't. I wouldn't label anything yet. I'm just saying there's a mission. Okay, so just take it as is. I'm not trying to be as specific as possible. Just yeah. Okay. All right. So I'm starting to see. Yeah, see, that's it. I see Yoshi and Mashio together, but I think that angle was different. I can't tell. That might have been Junkyu. With them. Maybe. So there's something gonna happen within Treasure. They're gonna film something. It's for a show. It's on a mission. They're all in different parts of the city, and yeah. And everyone's going to talk about it on Twitter or social media in general. So, okay. Yeah, I saw Yoshi, saw Mashi, saw Junkyu. Okay. What else? All right. Channel. Okay. This one is an old download. I mentioned this months ago. I said that All of Japan Line was going to kind of like collaborate with someone that's also Japanese. It's back. It's kind of like it got halted because of COVID and everything, but now it's pretty much in session again. Like as we speak, there is kind of like talks and negotiation between the two parties, between them, YG Entertainment and Treasure, and this Japanese artist. So there is that, and it's coming back. So I feel like things kind of realigned, like energy wise, it realigned, and now they're working on this collaboration again. So cool. Now, Running Man. I don't know if it's Running Man. It doesn't look like it, to be honest. It could be, but again, I'm not trying to be as specific. Now, let's see what else we got. What else can you tell me? What is this? Huh. Oops. Ooh. I see Japan Line. I guess I'm gonna get a lot of Japanese downloads, like in terms of Japan. So it looks like Japan Line's gonna have their own, I guess, ad. I think All of Treasure is part of it, but like the main, like the basis of this sponsorship is All of Japan Line, and this takes place in Japan, or like a product that's originated from Japan. Dope. Is it? Hold on, sorry. It sounds like it's another health thing. Nope, kidding. It's not a health thing. It's not a health thing. It's like, it's fashion. Ooh, it's a okay, it's a Japanese fashion line or fashion brand. Okay. All right. And it looks like All of Treasure is part of it, but again, Japan Line is the front line of this. I don't know too many Japanese brands, but I can tell that it's in Japan because I have here the Four of Wands, and it means your hometown or your home base. Uniqlo, maybe? I don't know. Let me see. I'm gonna look it up real quick. I saw the logo, but I can't tell. It's kind of blurry. I don't know. Was it Kenzo? Let me see. Is it Kenzo? But Kenzo's not real. I mean, Kenzo, the designer is Japanese. The designer of Kenzo is Japanese. But let me see. Kenzo logo? Oh, you know what? It might be Kenzo. It might be Kenzo. I'm like re-looking at the logo. I'm like, I think it was. Because what I saw in my download, it was very small, but in a blur. But it looks like Kenzo. Bruh, that's... Okay, yeah. See, I mean, I know it's not from Japan, but the designer is Japanese. And it's originally from Paris, or the headquarters is in Paris. So, but this can count. This can count. Kenzo Takada. Takada was born in Japan, moved to Paris in 1964. Yeah, okay. Okay, it could be. It could be Kenzo. Like, if I'm looking at the logo now, it looks like it might be. Sorry, hold on. I'm just gonna double check another brand. Maybe it's that one. Comme des Garçons. Oh, maybe that you're right. Comme des Garçons is Japanese. Maybe. Does he have the same last name as MASHIHO? No, that's different. Kenzo is Takada, not Ta. But let me see. I'm trying to look up other. Oh, duh. Is it Ambush? Ambush logo. It could be Ambush too. It could be. It could be. Bruh. Bruh, it could be. I don't know. They're very similar. I wish I saw the logo clearer, but either way, it's a fashion thing. Evisu. I don't know, guys. I don't know for sure. I just saw a fashion brand and in blurry, like bold letters, and from afar it looks like Kenzo, or it could also look like Ambush because it just says it. I don't know. It's either one. Drop. Oh man. Just know that Olive Treasure will be a part of this sponsorship, but again, Japan Line will be the front faces of it. Ate, find your money na naman to. Hindi, ayoko. Hindi ako ganun. Bold letters, maybe it's Blackpink. Wow. Blackpink. I am dead. Ben, please. Alright, is there anything else? Ooh. Hold on. Okay, I think someone needs to book me for this Japan Line reading because I'm seeing another download of Japan Line. Someone needs to book my Japan Line reading. Hold on. What is this? Another anime OST? Oh, shoot. It is another anime OST. Huh? Oh my god. I literally just saw anime. All Japan stuff. Amazing. What? I think I just saw Yoshi's name again. I saw Yoshi's name. Yep, I see Yoshi's name. Oh my god, Yoshi's name is back. Oh snap, that's gonna be dope. Okay. So I see that Yoshi is gonna have like another production for anime, or it looks like there will be another like MV for it too. Wow, this is big. I don't know this anime either. I don't know if this is, hold on, I'm gonna ask, is this a new anime or an ongoing one? Is this a new anime or an ongoing one? I can't tell. Oh, it's an ongoing one. Okay. I don't know. I haven't watched anime in so long, but it's already an ongoing series. So if I'm going to make the assumption, this series is actually already pretty well known. Seven of Pentacles. Seven of Pentacles is basically saying this series is pretty known already, pretty kind of popular. It will eventually like blow up even more. And yeah, they might be a part of either a new, like their track or their theme song that they create might be part of a new season of this show or something like that Is it Demon Slayer, Tokyo Revengers, genre? I don't know, guys. Hold on. Attack on Titan, Tokyo Revengers, Jujutsu Kaisen. I don't know. I really don't know, guys. I can't be that specific. Let me see. Let me see. Oh. Hold on. Okay. I really don't know my anime these days. I don't know what's out. I don't know what's new. But story wise, it looks like the story of this anime is kind of like another quest kind. It's another adventure type of genre. It's a lot about like victory, a lot of successes, a lot of battles, but then it also has a lot of heart into it about coming from a kind of like a reminiscent past. I see also kind of like there's a lot of elements in this what I saw, like downloads, a lot of fire, a lot of electricity or thunder. Yeah, something of that sort. Imagine if it's a smaller anime but with treasure participating, the popularity of it shoots up, that'd be even more dope. Right, Ben? I agree. So I don't know. There's a lot of quests, and I say that with the Five of Swords. I mean, you can literally see it in the image. It's a lot of victory or a lot of battle. So I don't know. Take it as you wish. Moving on. Moving on. Moving on. Is there anything else you can tell me or share with me? Ooh. Yoshi and Haruto. What's going on there? Yoshi and Haruto. Wait, that's not just Yoshi and Haruto. Who was that? Yoshi, Haruto. Hyunsuk? Is that him? No. So, hold on. So unclear. Yoshi, Haruto. It was Hyunsuk. Anyone else? Who's that other one? Yoshi, Haruto, Hyunsuk. Yedam. Okay, sorry. Hold on. I'm just channeling. Yoshi, Haruto, Hyunsuk, Yedam. Is there anyone else? It's unclear. Nope. Okay, that's it. So, interesting. Yoshi, Haruto. I can't tell who that main celebrity is that's next to them. Sorry. I'm just seeing. I see Hyunsuk, Haruto, Yoshi, Yedam. And like it's like they're a guest on a particular show. And I can't tell who that main host is. It was very blurry. But it's interesting because it looks like they're all together in like this. How do I mention this? It's like they're together in one kind of room and formed in a circle. They're sitting around and they're like talking. I don't know what they're talking about though. They're just talking about something, and it's like an interview style show. I don't know what this is. I've never seen it before. Korean. It's Korean. Definitely Korean though. Can't tell. Can you tell me what that is, cards? What is that specifically? I don't know. It won't tell me. All right. Interesting. So I guess we're going to see those four together. No drinks involved? No. I don't see no. There's no drinks involved. It's definitely not a show that Minho and Jinhwan was in. It's definitely not that one. Okay, what else can we imagine? Ooh, get your money ready. Oh no, I need to get my money ready. No. No. No, I don't like this. I hate this. I just saw merch. I saw more merch, but the merch from, oh my god, I'm like stressed out. I think this is from their comeback. This is going to be a part of their comeback. If not their comeback, it's either concert merch. It's either one. It's either comeback merch or it's concert merch. I don't know. But I saw Treasure. I saw this really cute. It looked like a keychain. But what's important is the design of the keychain that I saw. It looked like a rocket. And it was like diagonal. It was like shooting up towards a moon. Bro, I'm tired. The way. Okay. And it literally had the coolest Treasure. Like the logo of Treasure looks a little different. I'm not going to lie. The logo, I can't even explain it. I'm like ready to draw it out for me, for you guys too. I'm like, just imagine, because you know how Treasure's logo is a diamond, but it's shaped from 12 stars. Imagine that, but like in the middle of all of that, it's a rocket and it says Treasure, and then there's a moon. I just cannot. Just imagine. Oh, I can't. I hate life. Kidding, universe. I love life. And I see this. I think it's a keychain. I also saw a tote bag. I also saw a shirt and a hoodie. I don't know. The point is, find your money. Exactly, Dave. Exactly. Okay. Again, I just can't tell if it's comeback merch or if it's concert merch. And you know what's interesting? The moon that I saw, it's not a crescent moon. It's a half moon. Just keep that in mind. It's not a crescent moon, it's a half moon. Meaning it went to the next step. If you've watched me and you watched my analysis, especially for my Treasure, you will know. Okay. Probably not for this comeback, but for the next, I don't know. It could be this comeback. It could definitely be this comeback. Because the first step is already, quote unquote, done. So it only makes sense to me that they're at the half moon already. Anyway, anything else you'd like to share? Universe, angels, spirit. I am seeing a concept here. I am literally seeing a concept here. this is later because I can see them older. I just definitely saw an older Yoshi. I saw an older Mashio. This is like what, the third time I've seen them older in my downloads. So this concept is like way later. But okay. I'm not ready for this because there's always going to be babies to me in my eyes. So I'm going to say they look at least 2-3 years older from today. I will say that in the future there will be much more mature concept, but not that mature. You guys can relax, don't stress. But I see Mashio, and how do I even express this? How do I explain or describe this? Because the download that I saw is that Mashio is with what's a good comparison? What's a good comparison? The scene looks vaguely familiar. I got it. I got the perfect, which is ironic because I'm wearing winter right now. I'm wearing a winter hoodie, but if you go back to Winter's music video, their debut music video, which is Empty or Gomoe, there's a scene where Taehyun or Nam Taehyun is in the car with a woman. It's like that. And it's Mashio with a girl. Like, they're not doing anything, but they are having like a, close and up personal, like intimate moment, just being in each other's presence very closely. So something like that. Your imagination. They're not doing anything. It's just, they're just there. It's not to the extent like Minho. It's like Taehyun in MD. So that's pretty funny. Okay. Anything else? Yeah. Okay. Not gonna lie. Yeah, Patricia says, not gonna lie, she can't wait to see that. That's funny. Okay. Oh, okay. So this, okay. Sorry, hold on 1 second. This one is unclear. Oh, hold on. I don't like this. Wait. What is this? What is this? Ooh, interesting. So, I don't know if it's this comeback or a future one, but you can expect one of their comebacks to have like teasers, but the teaser is kind of going to look like it's leaked, but they did that on purpose. I don't know if that makes any sense. So it's kind of like back in the day when Yang Hyun-suk used to post on his Instagram, like behind the scenes of their music video. And granted, they have done this for like I Love You era. They have done it for I Love You era and era, but it's not to that extent. It's not a leaking of the music video. It's not a tease of the behind the scenes music video. It's a tease of the song. So the only way I can kind of like express it that's similar is also back to Winter. I'm wearing Winter. I guess it's very appropriate. But when Winter was going through the baby era, they had a lot of it's also like Whale. I didn't even think about that. Whale. Even Whale, a lot of different artists did their own cover rendition of Whale. Like Taeyang did, Rose did, June, Seungyoon. They all sang their version of Whale. Now it's gonna be the same thing for this comeback of Treasure. I don't know if it's this next one, but it's kind of in relation to it. It's just a future comeback. I do want to mention though, it's not a particular artist that is you're gonna see perform it. You're just gonna see kind of like a screen of the studio program or the software program. You know what I mean? So yeah, something like that. It's definitely like Whale and definitely like Baby. I can't tell if it's this next one or if it's another one, but yeah. So they're gonna tease everyone this way. Next, anything else? Full album? No way. Already? When is this? When is this full album? Okay. Not right away. See, my cards like to tease me. My cards like to tell me. They like to tell me what I want to see and want to hear, but they like to do that like freak me out a bit and make me panic. Okay. We're not getting a full album yet, but it's in the works. It's gonna happen soon. This next like full album that we'll see, we're definitely gonna see a lot more names of Treasure. Huge difference from the very first one versus this next full album. We're gonna see a lot more of their names, and I see not just Yoshi. I see Yoshi. I see Asahi. I see Yedam. I see Junkyu. I see Hyunsuk. Bro, we're gonna see a lot of names in a future full album. Yes. Deserved. All right. Anything else, or is that all you want to tell me, cards? Dandelions again? Dandelions. I'm hearing the word dandelions again. I had the word dandelions before, and now I'm hearing it again. I don't know what that's for. What else? Keyword. Anything else? Hold on. What is this? Is that Olive Treasure? I don't see it. Can you tell me again? Tell me again. Spirit, please tell me again. I'm not sure. You said that very vaguely, Spirit. You said that very vaguely, Spirit. What is it? Okay. Hold on to that thought, but pizza? Pizza. Something about pizza with Olive Treasure. Maybe an ad. Maybe this is one of their future food ads. Ironic, because one of Winner's first advertisements was pizza as well. Okay. Pizza. Anything else? No? No? Nothing? All right. I guess that's all they're telling me now. Okay. My cards have just, they're like, that's all we're giving you today. So we are at the end tail. To close off the reading, we are going to pull advice cards or assurance cards for you guys. What does everyone need to hear at this time? Especially in terms of Yoshi and Mashio. Y'all, take time to breathe out. This is for everybody. Look, a new start is coming. A comeback is coming, guys. A comeback is coming. New moon. And then my all-time favorite, believe in the impossible, blue moon. Perfect, guys. We're going to get... every time I read a treasure dynamic, I always get a new moon. I always get a new start is coming. These are amazing cards to have right now. Okay, literally amazing cards to have right now. Come on now. All right. So that concludes my reading for Yoshi and Mashio. I want to give you the appreciation for tuning in. If you have been here from the very beginning, thank you. If you just got in, thank you as well. The replay will be up for a week, and then I will kind of just let that go. At the Jan, is Brave Brothers booked already? Kind of. I'm still trying to find time for that one. It's not fully funded. So, no. Yes and no at the same time. Thank you too. So again, thank you guys so much. I'm going to get going. I appreciate your time. Again, the replay of this reading will be up for a week, and then I will put it private. And then tomorrow I will be back to read Yoshi again, but with Jonghwan. Yoshi and Jonghwan. Please send me in your questions for Yoshi and Jonghwan on Twitter. I will ask you guys for questions, but then so you can reply to it there. So just keep a lookout for that tweet. So yeah, thank you guys so much again. Brave Brothers it's not essentially booked. I'm considering it booked, but I don't know when. I don't know when I'm gonna read them. I feel like, yeah, if you want me to read them like faster, it would have to be paid. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how much time I have or when I can make time for it. But if you want me to speed the process up and read them sooner, you're going to have to pay up. So, all right, guys. Can we book Yedam reading again? Let me see. When was the last time I read Yedam? I think you can, but I need to see when was the last time I read Yedam. Let me check right now. I don't remember. That was a long time ago. It was a very long time ago. When did I read him? I read Yedam in October last year. Whoa, yes, you can definitely book Yedam again since it's already been a year, a whole year since I read Yedam solo. All right, so thank you. I'm sorry, did you have a Mashio reading recently, or can we book it? I did. I already read Mashio solo recently. I read Mashio in August, this past August. So if you want me to read Mashio again, I would wait until August, November, December, January, February. I would say February. If you want me to read Mashio again, you can book it for February because we need time to pass. Yeah, if you want me to do an energy check-in on MASHIHO, wait. You could book it now if you want to and reserve February already, but I would wait it out. It's up to you. Okay? All right, guys. I'm going to get going for real. Thank you again so much. I'll see ya. Bye. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Love y'all. Oh, and I might have a surprise on Twitter. On my personal Twitter. So if you don't have Twitter, if you don't follow me yet, you better follow me because I might have a surprise later on it. Stay tuned. Bye. Thank you too. Enjoy the rest of your day. Be safe. Be well.